What up, my friends? Welcome to Daisy's Garden, or should I say Gardine, because this episode is a vegan inspired. Well, garden and Gardine kind of go hand in hand, so I guess that works regardless, but oh well, we're gonna go with it. Yeah, but this one, it's like I said, it's gonna be vegan inspired. I'm gonna discuss veganism, and why it's important, in my opinion, for the people, the animals, the planet, pretty much. Alright, to start, I was going to talk about what veganism really is. To me, the main things are shying away from meat, dairy, eggs, and honey. To me, those are the main foods. Also, there's gelatin that are not vegan. Yeah, I just wanted to start with kind of an overview, and then it even can stem into supporting products that obviously wearing clothes that aren't wool or down or something like that. And when it comes to products like that weren't tested on animals, I do that. I buy products that most of my products that I buy were not tested on animals, which I look for, because I believe in that message and I think that's amazing. So that's what I look for. So that's an overview of what it is. And also, if you're watching this video and you're not vegan, it's okay. I'm not gonna talk down to you or make you out to be a bad person, because people can do things they're not aware of that aren't the best for them, and in general. So just wanted to shed light on that no one's a horrible person. So putting that out there, just getting it out there. And I want to explain a little bit why eggs, dairy, and honey are and gelatin for that matter, why they're vegan. Meat, obviously killing an animal, that's kind of self-explanatory as to why that's kind of messed up. So we'll get that one's kind of out of the way, because that one's just kind of an obvious, slaughtering and torturing animals. That's pretty messed up. But when it comes to the dairy industry, what they do is they artificially inseminate, which is raping a cow essentially by shoving their arm up their ass and putting bull sperm in there. And then once they have their baby, it gets taken away from them. And the maternal instinct of a cow is very similar to that of a human. So that's like having a human mother right when they're born, taking their newborn away and either killing them and making veal, or raising them to be dairy cows, or slaughter them when they get older anyway. It's this disgusting, weird cycle. And another big thing with milk is that we're not cows. I mean, that's at least from what I can tell, I believe we're human beings, which doesn't make sense, especially when we get older. Milk is for when you're younger, when you're a baby, and when you're not even a cow, it doesn't make sense. There's growth hormones that are there's growth hormones, and there's a type of morphine in milk to keep babies by their side, like calves by their side, and that's why it's addictive to us, because it's got it's a type of morphine that gets us addicted to it. And it's just obviously very unnecessary for us. And then when it comes to like cheese, it's just old cow juice, which kind of is self-explanatory. It's just older and I don't know, it's gross as hell. And then eggs, it's a chicken period. Kind of gross. I don't know, to me, I just think that's pretty unappetizing, and the fact that cholesterol is a problem, and the fact that it's all these chickens are shoved into these cages and are kept in inhumane conditions, and it's just stupid and pointless. Honey is bee vomit, which they use to feed their young and insulate their hive. And with the queen bee, in order to keep all of the bees there, so when they go out and they'll come back and they won't just leave, they cut the queen bee's wings off, which is nuts. That's like cutting off someone's legs so they can't get to where they need to go. That's really messed up. And we're not bees. That's not ours to take. It's for them to feed their young, insulate their hive. Agave syrup, or agave nectar. This is sweet and it has the same consistency as honey. So let's do that instead. Gelatin is ground up animal bones, which is obvious. That's why. Why? It's very unnecessary. And they also use charred animal bones to make sugar white. They use animal bones that were burnt and charred, and they use that as a filter to make sugar white, because sugar is naturally kind of browner. Unnecessary and ridiculous. So that's why those things are kind of not natural for us. And then into the health aspect of why they're not good for us. And number one when it comes to animal products is cholesterol. The number one killer in the world is heart disease, which is atherosclerosis, is like the main heart problem when it comes to heart disease, which causes heart attacks and strokes and stuff. And, the only way to get cholesterol is in animal products. We're not built like lions and tigers and, animals that are supposed to eat meat, where, we can kind of control our saturated fats and our cholesterol and, have a shorter intestine so they pass it a lot quicker and it doesn't just sit and rot like it does in us, which causes a lot of colon cancer and a lot of digestional problems. And the fact that, we don't have carnivorous instincts to, every animal that we see we love, right? We don't view it as like, wow, let's go kill it, because obviously, we got these big meaty claws, right? Even though I kind of bite mine sometimes and I clip them, but most people don't have, talons. We're not built to, tear into flesh. Our teeth, our jaws, for that matter, they go side to side. They don't go up and down. They don't go to like tear and swallow like, carnivores actually do. We're supposed to. That's why we have our back molars, to grind down plants and leafy greens and, stuff like that, instead of just tearing and swallowing like, other animals do, because that's what they're supposed to do. And they have a shorter intestinal tract so they can pass it quicker, because, it's not good to be in your body, even with carnivores. Like, that's why it's shorter, and so it can pass quicker. So it's not good for it just to sit in you. And then environmentally, about 60% of the grains that, I believe it's in the world or the US, 60% of either the world's grains or the US's grains, goes toward animal feed. Which, if that weren't the case and everyone was vegan and there'd be no need for all these animals to be raised and slaughtered, we could end world hunger just by that. Just by making a change in your life, you can save the world, which is pretty cool that something like that can do so much good for the world. And when it comes, so that's the world hunger aspect. Now the water. There is so much pollution from sewage, because all that sewage has to go somewhere, from animal agriculture. And a lot of it seeps into rivers and lakes. And speaking of the water pollution, a big fuck you to Tyson, because they are the largest contributor to water pollution out of all the agribusinesses. So, fuck you, Tyson. I feel like that's really horrible when we have such a problem with clean water in third world countries. Obviously, Flint's been having problems with their water. California, I know has been having problems with water, and we could, help them out a lot if we, didn't destroy it by putting shit in it, literally. And then, also environmentally, you got methane, which is what comes out of, I'm pretty sure, I don't know if it's just cows or if it's like other animals too. I'm assuming it's probably all of them, because I know we do it too. We produce methane, and methane is, there's not as much that gets, it gets into the atmosphere as much as carbon. Everyone focuses on carbon emissions in cars and stuff. but methane holds heat 25 to 100 times longer than carbon. So it's more heat trapping, which is way worse for the climate and for the world than carbon is. So everyone focuses on how bad cars are for the environment when it's literally slaughtering animals and opening them up and releasing carbon. That's bad. That is bad for the environment, and that's another reason why global warming has become such a problem, is because of cars and animal agriculture. So that combo, we can make it a lot better if we just lowered the methane. So I know a good documentary is Cowspiracy. That's a good one for the environmental and for health. Another good documentary that I personally thought was my favorite was Plant Pure Nation. It's the same. I think it's the same guy that he did the China study, Dr. Robert Campbell. I'm pretty sure he was like the main guy in that, and it's a very I like the way it was put together. It's like a pretty positive, health-oriented documentary, so that's a good one to watch too. And then, like I said, Cowspiracy for the environment. And then ethically, I think a good one to watch would be Earthlings. I haven't watched it because I know how messed up that is, and I can't watch stuff like that. But that's a good way to, if you're not vegan, force yourself to do it, and that's gonna help. That'll definitely help you, especially when it comes to, in my opinion, when it comes to like spirituality and loving animals and being a compassionate person. I think it starts with what's on your plate. I don't think you have to be like, you're not a horrible person if you're eating meat, but at the same time, if you claim to love animals, claim to be a compassionate person toward living things, big hypocritical thing to say, because you're not practicing what you're preaching, which is okay, because we've just been conditioned to think this way. It's once you actually wake up to it and kind of let yourself realize that it's pretty messed up, that's when you can start making a change, and then that's when it really sticks with you. So you're not a horrible person. I'm not gonna sit here and dog on anybody, because everyone's on their own path. Everyone perceives different information at different times, and different kind of information on the same topic. There's probably a lot of things that are against veganism, but when it comes down to it, I don't know, it's a personal thing, but I don't know, I feel like it's the best thing for the world and for yourself and for the animals. All around, it's just, there's too many pros than cons for it. Well, yeah, but spiritually, I think that it's important also, not just in terms of like compassionate and like, nice to animals, but what I noticed is my head cleared up so much. Like, my thoughts were a lot clearer. I felt so much better. And to me, I think it's the transfer of energy. Infinite Waters, I watch him. I really like watching his videos, and he talks about how food is information, and how, when you eat an animal, that horrible, torturous, suffering energy goes toward, goes in you when you eat it. So when you feel like shit after eating animal things, that's why. It's also because it's not good for you, and we're not built to eat that kind of stuff. But I just like the way he describes that, because it makes sense, because I've kind of felt that, where I just feel so much better and cleaner and more energy and just more positive. I just feel so much better than I did when I ate animal products, and I was just in a bad place, mentally, and I don't know, it just helped me a lot. And I just, I really like to pass these messages along that have helped me, because I know that there's so many people out there that struggle with, maybe being depressed or having a lot of anxiety or something, and that's something I've struggled with all the time. And I just want to, put the word out there, and, you don't have to do this to feel, don't think that I'm telling you that if you don't do this, you're never going to be happy, but it will help you. I know for me, when I first went vegan for the first month, I didn't really like it. I was kind of sluggish, and I didn't have a lot of energy, but I knew that it was because my body was detoxifying. And then after a month, I had the best month of my life. And then it kind of leveled out, but it was like amazing. So at first you might be kind of turned off, because it's kind of, your body has to detoxify. So, You know, you have to let your body run its course, but if you keep up on it, man, it's going to feel good. I'll tell you that. At least in my experience, you know, I'm just going off of what I've felt. I like to just at least open the eyes to some people that want to try it, you know, because it's just such a, I don't know, to me, such a positive thing and a positive experience. And so that's what I wanted to talk about in this one. Just wanted to spread the word of veganism to everybody, and hopefully something sticks. If not, oh well, that's okay. And like I said, if you eat meat, you're not an asshole. That's just how society is. You know, you just got to do the research yourself. If you don't believe what I said or something, that's fine. I want people to question everything they hear, you know, but research it. You know, look it up, you know, source your sources, and then, you know, go on from there and just find a collective opinion that suits you the best to work with. But yeah, so I hope you all are having a great day today, as always, because everybody deserves to have a great day, no matter what you're going through, how you feel, what other people are making you feel like, you know, whatever external things are happening to you, it's okay. Just breathe. Just breathe. Just breathe. Chill. Feel your senses. Bring you into the moment, because that will help you a lot. I promise that. But okay, guys, until then, hope you guys have some very happy trails beginning this winter time. You know, it might be kind of hard to do some happy trails, but we'll still do it anyway. And very soon I might do some vlogs of doing some nature hikes. So that'll be really cool. So until then, guys, have some happy trails, and then have those nature baths and piranha breaths to help keep you grounded in the present moment. Peace, everyone. I'll see you later.